Yo, what the fuck is going on? Happy hump day. Today is November 20th. We're going to be running a late night party for the stocks here. We're going to be going over pre-markets, open markets for penny stocks. Today we're going to be running over DBGI to start. DBGI was a previous runner. We had one on November 13th, straight up, right to 22 cents. I think it ran again, so it ran here as well, up to that same level at 22 cents. It kind of broke down up here. So with that being said, there's some of these have been making moves. I would say the majority have not. But we do get some price action that we can trade as far as the bullish side goes. So looking at this pre-market, nice and flat, kind of opening below VWAP. The volume not amazing. I've seen way worse charts in my time. You know, one thing that has been really hot for me lately has been dips to the intra 200. This thing off the rip, 2 candles straight to death, comes back. So at this point right here, I'm not really looking at this until it comes back up to here maybe and puts in some more volume, more consistency. Comes all the way back down to 13 cents. Again, at this point of the day, I'm not looking at this. Oh, and one other thing too. The market is slowing down for penny names. This could be for the next couple days. This could just be today. Yesterday, when going back through review, our main goal this morning was hit it and quit it. We are back for the time being in a hit it and quit it market. We've had a lot of hot on and off markets the past couple weeks. I think middle of last week it was fireworks left and right, but yesterday, even Monday showed signs of weaknesses. Yesterday was a lot weaker than Monday. Today overall was pretty weak. There were a few like outliers with XCUR and FBRX, I think. But other than that, things were very, very weak today for the most part. But we'll get through it. So DBGI comes down. We have this push to the intra 200. This was a nice little flag, but I'm probably not going to get into something like this personally. Let's look at the volume. Okay, if this was above VWAP, this would have been a good flag right here. You cannot have this previous resistance turning into support. So when it comes down to here, you know, especially this candle right here, this is probably where you want to add. Things that are below structure, below VWAP, take a little bit longer to set up, to kind of get the bullishness, to get the buyers to step up. We get this nice push here. I know a lot of people who got this push. We come down. This was a nice dip to the intra 200 and to previous highs. So when a lot of things are aligning, we also have a 14.5 cent resist or support here as well. So we have 3 things. We have dips to the previous high. We have the intra 200 right here, this purple line, and we also have a support line. This is an easy scalp right here. If it doesn't go, it doesn't go. I don't know, I think I was already done by this point. Fucking 10:30, I was already dipped out. I made my money and fucking bailed. We have a nice push here. I wouldn't consider this a double top, not too long between kind of flash, just kind of stalled out. Here's another dip we could have got as well. Same idea as this, except extended a little bit. And then we double top. We see this pattern over and over again. It double tops through VWAP and then comes back down and then VWAP fades. Or VWAP drowns, I mean. It tries to rotate. Like the volume down here is dog shit. I'm not trading that, so. If we go over SPAI. Yesterday it did the same thing. We've seen so many times these things do this shit. This is like verbatim the same thing. We have this insta 1 minute dip. We have a push back to the kind of the high. It stalls out. It breaks back through VWAP. We don't have the intra 200 here, but we have more consolidation here, and then we push back through. This was under a key level, but then it comes all the way back down. Probably fails to rotate up. It comes back to VWAP. Fails to rotate. I mean, beautiful. Love seeing shit like that. Even if it's bearish, the consistency bearish, that means we know when not to trade, is just as equally as good as knowing when to trade. So this is super nice right there as far as just a consistency pattern basis. Okay, moving on. I just spent way too much time on that. FBRX. I don't think I had this even up. I'm not sure why I didn't even get it on my scanner. Let's see, $10. It opened at $10. Nice like U pattern here. Oh shit. This is a nice overall U pattern. I don't have levels for this. I kind of doing this last second, so don't have levels. I'm assuming if we zoom out, $8.90, $9 is probably a decent key level. Oh, and once you know, boom, bingo, bango, bongo, 908 right here. You have a couple wicks to this area. So there you go. Funny how that shit works. So we have a dip there. It kind of U patterns into a halt. No chance really here if you're not already in the halt to kind of trade this. I'm sure these were kind of like instant halts here. One thing I do like about this is we have a dip to the previous halt level. We've seen that quite a bit. We kind of have this like double bottom look, even though to me this breaking this high kind of nulls that, but I do like this double tap here on the halt level. And then she runs again, and then she dies off. But this is such a nice push right here. Maybe we'll get some more bullishness into higher dollar amount stocks. I think sub dollars have been hot-ish for a while, so it wouldn't surprise me if we started to see things, you know, $5 and above start moving. But we'll see how shit goes. All right, next is HOTH. HOTH was also a previous runner. 132 was its previous high in the last 30 days. Fading off, low volume. This is a recipe for disaster. Nothing really to talk about. It breaks back through the daily 200. No volume. Push to view up, fade, and death. So nothing there. KITT, KITT. This one was also a fader. Look at this. Look at this volcano. Damn. Bam. Look at that bitch. Just straight up, straight down. Key levels at 150, gap fill, it filled the gap fill. Once it comes down here, I'm not interested, so moving on. PET, someone mentioned this in Discord. I'm sure we'll be looking at this tomorrow morning. Interesting. Yeah, so this will be a tomorrow thing. I'm not gonna really look at it right now. QSI. Let's look at it. So the thing with QSI, we like this setup. We like this push here. We understand that things pushing into open that are opening near high of days like this tend to have one pop and then drop. We're gonna go over that a little bit later, but the other thing to note with QSI is that it started from 60 cents and it's now opening in the dollar land, so $1.55. What does this mean? This means it's going to be a halt ticker. 132, 137. This was a nice little dip right here, not gonna lie. I was already on something else. I think I was on TNXP. Knowing this is going to halt. See, the problem with this is it works until it doesn't. And if I start adding on this dip I open, this shit could just insta halt down to 135s. Like, skip over any stop fucking loss you have and bag me off the rip, and then I want to punch a hole in the wall. So I tend to stay away from stuff like this. I like, you know, if this halts and starts to settle over previous like pre-market high or something like that, then I'll try taking some. But off the rip, knowing it's gonna halt, it's just a little difficult to get. But low volume here, you can probably get a few good scalps out of this bad bitch. But again, you have a pop, it fades back down through the key levels, through pre-market high, and then failed rotation under view up, and then death. So nice morning dip pop, but other than that, it was kind of trash. QUBT, dude, fuck this stock. There, I said it. This thing, again, we have a push from like 8:30 to 9:30. Stuff like this that pushes tends to have one pop and again fade again, just kind of like QSI, except this is a higher $2-3 stock, so it is what it is. I tried some up here. I did make some money off this, but it still kind of pissed me off. Nice push, nice dip to the pre-market high gap level. It just starts to fade over. And one thing I want to show too is, for example, Cero and I think SPAI. No, fuck. What was it? So we've seen so much of this popping 9:30, and then it's like this flag, this kind of 5-minute long-term flag over pre-market highs that just lower high, lower high, lower high, fade. I mean, there's other examples too. I forget. Was it SOAR? Right. 8:30 push, basically pushing into open, pop. The initial pop is the high of day. Lower high. This one didn't do another lower high, but just keeps going down, keeps going down. So same thing, so kind of annoying. Except this thing came back to life later in the day. Where'd it go? So we have this fade. To me, I'm pretty much done trading by this point. It comes all the way back. And even if I was still looking around, I see this fade back. Dude, I would have been out on this stock still. But this was a nice VWAP kind of mini flag. And then as soon as it starts to go, it goes. I would say once it breaks this lower high structure, then I guess we can say it's bingo time. This was a nice little mini 1-minute flag. It fills the gap here. Let's see, is that dip to the previous high? This was a nice trade right here. 1, 2. We have a nice 1-minute flag. Comes back down again, touches again. Double bottom flag here. Would have been nice. This suck candle. Ooh. Dude, the suck candles are fucking top tier. First year of my trading career, this is all I fucking traded. So, love to see them. Don't see them as much anymore, but it breaks, but then it comes back down. I'm not going to talk about the rest. The rest is just kind of flat. But overall, nice to see something break that lower high structure and continue to go. RZLV. Typical fade structure. Don't love it. Ski slope into death. SLXN. This one was also on my starred list. Day one mover. Another U pattern. This is a nice little dip suck pattern right there. Love this candle right here. The problem with this one was the spreads were fucking wild. So you can get bagged on these things. So, but nice push, double top the VWAP and then fade. So again, another break VWAP, double top, fade pattern. I gotta get through these, so bear with me. SOAR, this is a day 2 pattern, didn't work. SPAI technically is a day 2 move that opened over yesterday's pre-market's high. It did push here. Nice hold of it right here. You can see this is yesterday's pre-market high level. I didn't expect this to go, but this rising bull flag, we've seen a lot of this too in this zone. This rising bull flag, even though it's kind of under this pivot. Also, this 325 is pretty painted. They want to break that. Unfortunately, this thing volcanoed out and just went straight down. So, can we get RIP in the chat for SPAI? Did it have a nice cook there for a little bit, but RIP. TNXP, I thought we could go long. Okay, we're gonna see if we can go past 15 minutes here. We're getting pretty late. It probably won't work, but we'll look. TNXP, nice pre-market structure. It is kind of fading a little bit into open, but nothing crazy. My overall thoughts on this, we do have kind of this. First off, we have this kind of uptrend vibe going here. You know, kinda not really. So I did take some down here off this dip suck up to VWAP for a little scalp, and then, you know, I took 1 or 2 trades in this area to see kind of like a U pattern, break through, maybe get to like 30 cents. It just never happened. This thing just died out. So yeah, you just gotta take a couple trades down here. If it doesn't work, personally, I'm gonna wait until we get, you know, action up here, and then maybe take a dip to the intra 200, dip to the VWAP, you name it. But when it starts to kind of get heavy like this, just be careful. TVGN, okay, TVGN ran already. Highs were 304. We're very far away. These ones tend to never work. Ones that have run the past 30 trading days, that have kind of like a pivotal high level of well above, just have not worked. So just keep that in mind as well. U pattern into VWAP def. We're still getting this. It's not the best move, but it's very consistent as far as the pattern goes. So you can make some decent money off those mini moves. All right, final one, XCUR. This one ran as well yesterday, so technically day 2, even though the volume, everything was low. So the two things with SPAI and XCUR are they had like no pre-market the day before and low volume. So maybe that's the key to day 2 moves. Going forward, this might be a trend. This might just be kind of today's vibe only, you know. So if I'm looking at this stock and I'm saying where would I take a trade personally, I would think like right here, this would be a start, kind of like a cup and handle, even though we already broke this level. Nice skyrocket, and then just straight back down, and then consolidation, and then rips again. Surprisingly, on a day like this, and maybe that's the reason something like this and FBRX, was it FBRX? Everything else kind of was dog shit, so maybe this is the reason why stuff like this was going. Who knows? Nice push here. Great flag right here. Dipped to pretty much previous high. We have a key level at 1050. This was probably an A tier setup right there for momentum trading at least. Halts and then hits 15 and then fades, failed rotation kinda, and then just under view up the whole day. Whew. Damn, that's a long ass fucking video. Alright, that is going to do it. Today was a weird ass hump day. Let's try and get some more bangers tomorrow. Peace.